There'll be the humans, so us, we're actually the ones that are going out and buying things, and then there's the agents, which do not care about the color and the look and the feel. They just want the product title, the description, the SKU, the price. Hi, my name's Paul Gray, and I head up partner marketing at Webflow, the website experience platform that helps companies build, manage, and optimize beautiful and impactful websites. I've been working in B2B as well as B2C marketing my whole career. I began my career working at Disney, several years working at Shopify, heading up product marketing for the Shopify App Store, as well as working with Shopify's global network of agency partners.
Let me kick this off by asking, what do you see as the evolution of shopping behavior?
There'll be the humans. So us, we're actually the ones that are going out and buying things, and we'll still be visiting their websites and their online stores, and we will still want that experience and to know stuff. And then there's the agents, which do not care about the color and the look and the feel. They just want the product title, the description, the SKU, the price, the shipping information, the tax details, the reviews. They'll synthesize that from the owned media, which is the store itself, through its channels, and through earned media. So what are people saying on YouTube? What are they saying on Reddit? What is the aggregate sum of perception of this brand? How does that then relate to me, guy in his 40s that's running a half marathon? Very different to someone that's like 25 and crushing marathons every week. Like they're probably going to want a different kind of shoe and a different experience than I will. So I think there's changes on both sides. It's super important to experiment and test out these tools and play around with them.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, has this changed your own shopping experience at all? Have you bought anything in a new way or researched anything in a new way?
This October, I'll be running my first half marathon. Never been much of a runner before. I did a 10K race last year, which felt very challenging and tough at the time. So now just kind of kicking off the training to get ready for the half marathons. And I went to ChatGPT, and because that's the tool that I was doing research, like show me about running plans. I'm like, how would I prepare for this? So because it already had the context about my running plan, my training plan, what I need to do to get ready for this race, just seemed to make sense. So I had gone to it and said, which tell me about running shoes and what should I consider? And I think the powerful thing that will continue to evolve over time is as these tools improve their memory and reduce the hallucination aspect, they just start really remembering and knowing a lot about you. So you don't have to, so every time you come in with a query, all that context is already there. I think that's going to be super compelling, and it will change how people shop, and it'll change how sellers sell.
So shopping behavior is going to change dramatically. How are smart brands going to adapt their websites, do you think?
Shopping behavior continues to go through such a transition. And even if you look back into physical retail decades ago, from the corner stores and the local stores, and then Walmart came in and reset how people shopped, and department stores became a huge thing in shopping malls. When I was at Shopify, I was focused more on Shopify Plus and the enterprise side of things. So larger merchants building more sophisticated stores, headless stores, really trying to deliver strong commerce experiences. I noticed even, 4 or 5 years ago, being more and more curious about link in bio applications and really, really simple, lightweight shopping website products and platforms. Even seeing how much TikTok had risen as a commerce tool and Instagram and YouTube Shorts. So if you're a creator making videos about home hardware or makeup or whatever it might be, your main day-to-day function is creating content, engaging your audience. Maybe you have 5 makeup brushes. Do you even really need a website or a shop essentially to sell your 5 makeup brushes?
Do you think these new tools are going to benefit smaller brands or Walmart, Amazon's more? And depending on the answer, how do the small brands fight back or keep that edge?
It's a great question, and I guess it's like a common tug of war between the small innovator brands and then the bigger brands that sometimes just outmuscle them or just outright copy them. I feel like there's always opportunity, and there's for every story that you hear of sort of large brands taking market share, there's just as many stories of small independent brands crushing it. So, and I think when they crush it, it's when they are realistic and honed in on who their audience actually is. I spoke to this fantastic brand called Bond and Grace, and they essentially create beautiful coffee table books, artworks, and accessories based on beloved fiction that's now in the public domain. So stories like Alice in Wonderland and The Secret Garden are well over 100 years old. Very premium products, pretty high prices. These are like $200 coffee table books. So it's not just like an impulse purchase. It's really for someone that either loves that story or just loves literature in general. It's probably a fairly small and tight total addressable market. But if they build the product and the messaging and the story and the experience catered entirely to that audience and they engage that audience, then that can and is working and will continue to scale to the size of that audience.
I bet having you on, people are going to be interested in what Webflow is great at, what brands should consider Webflow, and the primary use case where it's a just the absolute sweet spot. What is that?
So Webflow is a website experience platform, and we've built it to make it as easy as possible for designers, developers, and marketers who work on websites to work on that website in a collaborative way, make it as beautiful and engaging as possible, but of course, make sure that it actually delivers on whatever its goal is. We have a lot of B2B companies, financial services, professional services, associations, organizations, government bodies, really any website that you go to find information or to book an appointment or to learn about a product. We have an app ecosystem where we have connections with HubSpot, with Zapier, with Microsoft Clarity, with Stripe. So whatever tech stack I need based on my business, I can connect to that and get my job done as quickly and as easily as possible with Webflow.
Great, thanks. Last question. You've exposure to so many brands. Is there anything that's been surprising in the past year to you about what the successful brands are doing, how they operate, what their pain points are, what they need? Anything that comes to mind, like what is surprising to you?
I think you see a lot of valid criticisms about AI slop. So people are intentionally making like garbage with AI tools and deepfakes and stuff like that, but also just being lazy with them and using AI to rewrite entire sections of websites and fully trusting that whatever AI tool they used meets the bar. So I think that creates a lot of sameness, a lot of noise, and potentially reduces the quality. I think it's critically important to still have that human eye for creativity, just assessing, making sure things feel right, read right, the experience is correct. I feel like it's going to be a focus on quality over quantity, and just seeing interesting applications out there.